All right, here we are in the game, folks. Thank you for your patience. We are ready to get going. PARIVISION going to be kicking off on this T side. Had the greatest B spawn you've ever seen. If I was pugging, I'd be going straight for that B rush, but not the case for these guys. They will take the upper tunnel's control, however. Got to be very, very careful. There's really a lot of presence from Passion UA. They are so ready for these fights. Smoke going to come in. Forces a bit forward. Demka nearly loses his head. Brave to stick around here. No kills coming in for either side. Lots of damage done onto that one player. Meanwhile, another fight going down. So this has started pretty fast here. Pretty aggressive. Belachonok, though, will manage to find it. An advantage PARIVISION.
Real, yeah, kind of ugly, slightly scrappy in a way. Not really what you want to be seeing. Belachonok. Right idea. Spot to shoulder. Trying to fight behind this as well as Kavem on the other side. An awkward fight. Belachonok showing a lot of respect. Swing. And he falls, Kavem. Nice little swing and a play. And he actually gets the luxury of getting out. That'll go a long way. So back into a 4 versus 4. Demka's low. Zelo's not exactly super healthy.
Waro hidden away. Really important angle here. Not quite fast enough. The Peak's advantage going to get him. He's left incredibly low now, and he will be finished off. Jame, meanwhile, in from long. The unexpected player. Topa trying, but overwhelmed. And Jame gets that kill. I feel like he wasn't even fully round the corner. Either way, Kvem left alone. And PARIVISION set to take the pistol.
Yeah, looks like this will be the case. I mean, Kvem would need a miracle in a round like this. And it goes without saying it's highly unlikely. Any constellation kills, though, might go a decent way. Kvem hears so much information, but yeah, no. I don't think it's going to be given anything in terms of the way it kills it. It's just one man on the cross and Nota. That is a sharp, sharp shot from him. First round will be taken by PARIVISION, and they're pretty happy with that. Passion UA just sort of get pulled apart very, very rapidly, and I think safe to say that defense just could not stand the test there. Nice work. Still, you know, a lot more to be done, I think, just to confirm. I think mentally for me, kind of where they stand and the level of this PARIVISION team. But I keep saying it, you know, for Passion UA, I say they do have quite a tough test kit. This is an awkward side to play against, and kind of feels like they met it in that first round.
Yeah, very true. Belachonok trained in here. Will do a lot of damage. Takes a lot for his trouble. 4 at long there from Passion UA. They were hoping for a heavier fight, I am sure. Not going to happen, so repositions now required. And it is just this slow build-up. Looks like maybe a short finish for PARIVISION if there's anyone on the other side of that corner.
Still. Towards a minute, and not really a lot offered up. They're starting to build up as they're moving their way through short. Nice idea. Giving a lot of control here. There's Nota for the first. Nice work from him. On site. Do they even realize? Now they definitely do.
Oh, AW though, making money. It's the Deagle. Finding a keen headshot. That will scare them off, so looking to go to the B-bomb site for just a moment there. There was maybe a hope that they could overwhelm with the Deagles. Now as the utility comes in, I think there is less of a chance to find a way into this round. Might just look at taking a few guns away.
Yeah. I don't hate that move, to be fair. I don't think it's a terrible idea here, but it's the B side of Dust2, statistically the hardest side to retake. There's no way they're going to be giving this a go. And because you invested in as well, it's just one of those where, is it worthwhile now? You know, AK MP9, is that in itself just enough to be like, okay, I'm happy with that. It's better than nothing. Let's move in towards the next. Scout picked up, but yeah, they're not even sticking around for X's. They're playing very, very loose. The priority, keeping that AK in play, and I think for QM they'll be fine. No one's even remotely close enough from PARIVISION. They were slightly expecting maybe some sort of play for fights at the end, especially the damage dealt towards Belachonok, but it doesn't matter. Second on the board, T side looking and actually playing pretty solid. There's not really been too much from Passion UA, which makes us worried at the moment that if you are kind of PARIVISION, this is looking pretty solid. So, yeah, lots of like. Definitely a little concerned. Especially coming in towards the next gun round for Passion UA, I actually wouldn't mind a pause, a brief moment just to take a breather and say, right, this is our idea. This is what we've noticed about how PARIVISION are setting up these T-sides, and we've got to find better ways to shut them down.
100%. Waro. Oh, it's an early tag. Pretty easy for him. However, it's a molly to take them down, so kind of an overstep on the short aggression here. But Passion UA, it's good to see, you know, they've got a game plan for what they're doing with the econ here. They are trying to get those early kills, which I think we are a big fan of. And just bear in mind, Nota tagged up. Waro's still in play, so could do a lot of damage here if he finds the right shot. Or close, but not quite.
Okay, well, a little funky. It's Nota that really does worry me a little bit here, just because he's so vulnerable to everything. They can cross. That's the main thing. No gap on that smoke. Belchner makes it past, and same for a W. And he actually immediately PARIVISION. Passion UA, may I say, I'll call it the full or fall away. They don't want anything to do with this. Surprising, I think, especially for kind of jackasmo and Demka, and maybe even Waro to a degree as well. You know, top I can sort of understand. You're saving an AK-47, you're going to have a buy-in towards the next round, but I don't see why the Deagles or that Scout go looking to see if they get any sort of upgrade. It doesn't really matter if they were to die, especially in the case of Demka, who has no armor. You know, why not? But I guess saving for your stats, I can't really think what else. So you're going to have a buy-in towards the next round. Even Waro with that Scout, I assume he'd like to upgrade it towards a rifle. I know he likes using the Scout, but having a rifle on that defense might go a long, long way.
Terrorists win.
Yeah. Yeah, just keeps the econ in a good spot if he does want to play it like that. So we'll see. Especially on Dust2, you know, your Scout is incredibly workable. But yeah, Topic kind of an interesting player, a guy I've been aware of for actually like half a decade. You know, he's playing in the junior, Na'Vi junior team for a long time. I think one of the first tournaments I worked on, did some interviews with him and stuff like that. And I don't know, he always, I think, is a very, very supportive player. I don't think you'll see him going for many greedy star type moves. So that pops into my head when you say like, oh, you know, him saving along and just hiding away, not going for any kind of exits.
Yeah. Well, the first true round to work with. My guns come in play. God, Casmo playing, and he's going to be able to get away with a kill, actually. In fact, it felt like he should have fallen there. You know, unable to trade the nade and molly combo. Do a lot more damage, but jackasmo is still left kicking, and that's all that matters. Molly behind it as well. The spam gets close too. Bomb down. This becomes a very difficult retake for Passion UA. It's a simple B hit. And sure, numbers do favour the CT side, but this B side is so damn difficult to get in. And there is the potential of a flank looming too.
Yeah, this could be really worrying. Not going to fully commit to said flank. Just clearing some info, I suppose. Yeah, nothing coming up. Re-smokes, bits of damage. So they will indeed have to back off, man. The infamous B-bomb site. It once again rears its ugly head. So Passion UA, despite having the advantage, will lose the round. I mean, how often does that happen?
Kind of got to respect it in a way. For PARIVISION, a real simple call ultimately, but one that works so effectively. Hit towards B, let's go a little quick, let's go kind of in that first 30 seconds and catch them napping. And they did. You could actually even still see as well, when that first fight comes through and, you know, we're fighting in through window, and sure, Zelo falls, but you can tell that Passion UA is still setting up. You know, window players looking towards mid to see the two players there and how they're playing and how he can kind of adapt around them. Nice work. Let's see side 4-0 start on Dust2. Things are looking and are feeling pretty good right now. And Passion UA, bit of a weird time. Sure, though, the save does mean a sort of a buyback in of real ease and still stability in that CC economy. So they're not really under too much pressure just yet in terms of the finances, but rounds are starting to run away from them quite rapidly.
Yeah, the game not developing very well at all. Waro, there you go.
It's better.
Yeah, keeping the scout in play. Finds a clean headshot. It's going to be the bomb drops as well, so slim idea of where the game plan is, or rather, in a way, isn't. They don't have to worry too much about long for the time being. Don't have to worry about B for the time being, so PARIVISION will have their work cut out here. Quick cross coming in, a few double flashes and whatnot. Nice little move here for AW to gain that mid control. No one around to even up the numbers, though, is the key thing. Kvem in an off angle. Oh, gets the double. Really cleanly held. We'll be 5-on-2 now, just like that. So, not looking good for PARIVISION. 30 seconds left. They probably move to save.
Yeah, that's right. Scout. Looking me something on the tail end here. Aura's got somewhat the right idea, and he actually could get in the back line. Spotted. Tagged. Can't hit the second shot, but of course you're going to hunt here. Information gained. It's... You're looking to find that shop. Will survive the scare. They're not close enough to get them off the time either, which really could have been a gut punch for PARIVISION. So finally, a round on the board for Passion UA. It's not the end of the world as well that Warrior goes down. He's got 9.9k, so he can buy right back in. And AWP to be brought as well, which is going to make things all the more easier. So this is where Passion UA have got to start streaking. Got to start finding rounds one after the other and putting a lot more pressure on towards PARIVISION. On the flip side, first row hiccup for PARIVISION. They shouldn't be too stressed at all. You've got to make sure that it is only a flash in the pan. Full blind, Waro, instinctual timing. Finds Nota.
Maybe, as you say, perhaps it is going to be something more consistent here for Passion UA. Great opener. Sopa got to be careful here. Yeah, caught on the jump. Will be traded, though. So, man advantage still remains for Passion UA. Demka knows what's up. Tapping away on the edge. Looking for a little bit more. Also has to watch himself, but it's Waro who continues being dynamic. Will eventually lose his head. Belchonok showing us just how crisp he can be. And that is a dink. I think it's just through the edge of a box. So his accuracy is on point. Maybe one too many to get through here. He does so much damage, but he just can't find the kills. Very, very lucky there, Passion UA, to get it in the end.
Yeah, real odd sort of position in a way. But yeah, I think you're right. Passion UA, very fortunate. And PARIVISION, maybe even though that a little bit, they're going to call for a pause. Breather to be taken by them. I think when you look towards PARIVISION, I don't think they're in a position where they need to worry that much. It's more just in the grand scope sort of this series, right? You know, I really feel like if they want a chance in this series, they've got to take this map and most likely push it towards a third. I think anything else feels a little unlikely. So PARIVISION, building up real stability foundations in this first half will go a long way. Get yourself up to, I mean, 6 would be lovely. Any more would be great. But anywhere in that region, kind of 5 to 6 rounds, I think is super workable. Especially considering sort of by what we saw on their pistol. A long road before we conclude that conversation. 7th round underway. Passion UA. Are these 2 in a row? Starting to feel like there's a response through. Amoro, different position from him as well. I kind of like this 1-2 punch.
Moving in. Not going past the threshold here, though. It's actually going to be the rifle to do so. So an opportunity for Zello, maybe. They ought not to stick around, not to mess with that. But decent presence and, of course, just relentless here, pushing PARIVISION into more and more unfavourable positions. Firm spams away. Tiny bit of damage for him, but not much coming here now.
You're right, man. Not a lot really offering up. Super important round for PARIVISION 2. Money, Barzilo, not in a good spot. And it feels like they really need this one just to keep that pressure on. Well, Passionate don't seem all too flustered. 35 seconds though. We got to start making a move. That's a mid to B smoke. Going to be thrown. That'll catch the crossing towards CT. And the Mac 10 flies across to safely escape that initial engagement. First of all, might be more here as well. Warrow supporting Deagle of jackasmo. What a stunner of a shot. 18 seconds. Bomb spill forward as well. And at least that one will connect. But for Jay, nothing really to be done. Warrow, great work from him as well. Passion UA, make it a one-round game. It's a round that should be gifted. Money, like we said, is so vulnerable towards that C side.
Yeah, again, just really simple stuff from Passion UA, though. Standing their ground, not losing any early players. Somewhat ready for the B hit, but I don't think they were maybe expecting 4, right? But it's a really, really flat attempt at the mid to B fake. From PARIVISION, that is. But yeah, we'll see here. There is the hero AK. It continues showing itself. Pretty curious. What are you, while we have a round like this, what do you make of the more balanced changes? I know the map conversation kind of speaks for itself. Most people don't really know why it was Anubis, but Valve always have their ways, I suppose.
Yeah, the balance changes seem interesting. I was watching a video earlier today, though. It doesn't look like it's been nerfed that much as the worrying thing, I guess, for me. Right. I saw a lot of jumping MP9 kills, still looking pretty accurate, and all the rest. So, I don't know. I'm not sold yet. I guess I got to see it probably in pro level, and I guess for us, Cologne will be the next time we do, right? So, it'll be interesting, but at least for the MP9 balance changes, still looks pretty OP. I like the molly change on that CT molly and the Ascendery. I think that's good, making it spread a little bit more, especially considering it's borderline useless these days. Comparatively to the T molly, that's cool. But I think as a whole, it's one of those rare times that bar the map itself, I actually don't think there's really anything I can complain about. I think all changes are good changes. I think Valve have made the right moves here. Anubis feels a little odd, sure, but I like Overpass, so I'm not too upset with that map coming back in the pool. And I think all in all, it could be quite exciting. I think Overpass is a real tactically deep map as well, and I think we've been missing that a while, especially since Dust2 came in. And, you know, Dust2 Inferno, Ancient, Mirage, Anubis, all actually really quite puggy. Overpass feels like it's got a lot more depth to it. So, yeah, I'm happy. I'm happy with those changes. And I think Passion UA are pretty happy with their recovery. For all, this game's tied square now. Reinvestments come back in both ways, but all that pressure is definitely on the shoulders of PARIVISION. They lose this round, similar thing. Go back to being flat out broke.
Noto looking to move a little earlier than we've seen PARIVISION go for usually. Topa is holding here, but is he going to be ready for this player to have crept in? And Nota's got in his spot. He's happy to hold, I think. Just super patient. Either going to make a move later on in the round, or maybe if an opportunity presents itself, such as a player reloading out of sorts. Lovely find there. Can they do anything with this entry now?
That's the question. Warrior trying to make a bit of a move with back of Rems. Kill, but actually over fights down. Another big fight going the way of the T side in towards short. So change things a little bit. Messy fight on the site. And you actually have to look at that round and probably say, for Passion UA, that feels like it's actually lost off the back of just not hitting their shots. That pushing towards upper B, that should have been a kill. The short fight, similar thing, and then being exposed on towards top of B. A bit of an unorthodox angle, which does not catch PARIVISION off guard. So it feels like one of those rounds where another day, another time, they walk away with it.
Yeah, very true. Will be kind of kicking themselves a little bit. But it's nice, PARIVISION with just, you know, that slim change. It feels like the Nota move was enough. And, yeah, it's just a uncharacteristically quick play from them. Nota looking to do that once again, I suppose. Or the double nade. It's decent damage, but he still does live to continue fighting on in this round. Meanwhile, Kvem going for info. Flash comes in, and there's nobody in upper tunnels, so good information gained. A Molotov to kind of slow the roll here and stop the response coming in. It does limit PARIVISION's options.
Nice timing on that smoke as well. Slow things down for a brief moment. We're building towards Cat here. And this actually is a nice little adjustment. They've been getting decent space there. So I like that they're now starting to make a move in that direction. There's 3 players deep long though to meet them. But site itself is actually open.
Yeah, a little odd. Again, they're going to give the game away with the utility that comes round, so feels good here. Oh, Warrow caught completely off guard. Is there any opportunity to stop this bomb going down? The answer to that is no. The retake itself may well be on. Just got to be careful with the overfaces. James felt like he was on, but doesn't find the kill. They do have a few members a bit closer than you might expect, but surely this orb just has it locked. Yeah, looking good here. Zello for the triple. Okay.
Wow.
Quick spin around, but yeah, PARIVISION now winning these really important rounds.
That was pretty damn stellar. No two ways about it. Lovely little work. PARIVISION starting to bridge that serious gap that we wanted to see. This is a lot more like it. Attack pause can be taken. An opportunity here for Passion UA to try and slow this game down. And their first one being used, sure, but PARIVISION, they've arguably done enough. This is a more than happy spot for them to be in for this first half. 6 rounds on T-side. I said it a little bit earlier. You, generally speaking, got to be feeling pretty good about that. Any more for any more is nice, but even if it is just to end here, I'm not complaining all too much. So, Passion UA falling dangerously far behind now.
We'll see if they can recover, see if they can remain alive, as we talked about. Really puts a lot of pressure onto map number 2 if they slip here. And it is, of course, a home map, and for a good number of these players, it has been for a long time. Nota trying to take an early fight. He's actually been a bit more proactive in these last few rounds. Doesn't work for him in this one, though.
Idea is nice, at least. James had a chance really early in that round to open things up, but decided to stay in a little bit more of a passive one. Speaking of, they're moving towards long. Or posted 2 could be a little dangerous. Oh, swing and a find. They try and go dry, and that actually works completely against them.
Okay, spray down looking good from short. Yeah, this is problematic now. Jackasmo tap it away, trying to deny the bomb cross, but just unable to do so. PARIVISION ballooning the lead pretty comfortably. I think your only real option is to save here.
Yeah, I think you're right. What else can you do in a kind of a spot like this? Jape, pop shot, connects Warrow. His up would love to stay alive, but I don't know if that is going to happen. And are they going to make sure that it doesn't? Brilliant stuff. PARIVISION, they're super happy now. And Passion UA, I'll keep saying it, looking dangerously in trouble. While the rounds don't look like they're completely running away with things, it's just the feeling of this game. And the feel right now is that they are falling in a really worrying spot behind. They're struggling to be able to find the form to get back into this. Credit to PARIVISION, we said they're all excited to play against, and this is I think a prime example of it.
Yeah, 100%.
That's fine.
They can just kind of turn it up out of nowhere sometimes. Warrow does get his kill. Gets the smoke down as well, so... Oh, there you go. Eventually gets the AK. Yeah, arm's not as long as he was expecting. Mr. Fantastic. There's a topical joke for you guys.
Cheers, Dad. That movie better be good, by the way.
I don't know, man. I don't know.
Or like two of them, or I mean...
Yeah. They made one good movie of that like franchise in like 2003. So I'm worried. I am certainly worried.
Belchinok moving towards long here. Or with the park, he looks like he'll probably be first contact. AW bomb on his back. Probably don't want to send him in first. But I say that he is the one leading the way up. Clearing out towards Nota. Finds Stopper with the molly of all things. It's James who finds jackasmo on site. Tried to play on Orthodox. Doesn't work for him. Kavem with the MP9. Gets one, but the flank is nullified. 8-4. What a fantastic half by PARIVISION. We'll see if they can continue after the break. Welcome back. We're heading on the way in towards our second half, and safe to say, Passion there's a lot they need to do to prove to us they can get back into this map. They've fallen very, very flat, and I mean, credit where it's due. PARIVISION looking fantastic. Just around here, we go a long way. Kavem for the first, but a quick trade from Zelo with those dualies. That works.
Can he get any more? Just sort of outside the range there at the top end of middle. Or the P250. Tried baiting, but it's not looking good. They're closing this gap. He's got to be careful. He will indeed go down to the dualies. Pretty important kill for PARIVISION to be finding. You already know the story about how much Passion UA need this pistol to go their way. at the moment, not looking too good. Just 2 of them remain. Topa's got a flash. That's about it. Demka. Got to be very, very careful. There's about to be 3 players coming his way from this very angle. The flash comes in. Nets him 1. HP bars look rough here, to be fair. Oh, it's a clean find, and Topa, he stays alive. He nearly gets another, but the fact that he stays alive is such a big deal. Oh, my goodness. It's Jame to do it all. Is he even going to get 1 quick headshot? That's exactly what you need onto the first. But I don't think there's enough time to get this defuse in. And so, Passion UA will steal it. 4v2 converted.
That is a crazy way that it happens. So much damage dealt by the pistols. And we were just saying, you know, they need this round. They have to be getting this pistol to want any chance here. And, well, that'll do exactly that. They're the sort of rounds that we needed to see. And the rounds that we, well, thankfully, get. And we can start building upon it a little bit, which is the main thing. So great work. Passion UA should get a bit of a free run here when you look towards this next round too. So a decent spot that they're in now. We're talking about where it's going to be real 8-6, right? This is now actually getting to that region of being workable. Still going to prove to us in a big way that they can do it, but all we needed, 1 round at a time. That's the way you chip away these deficits.
Yeah, just grind the rounds out. Topa ready for a fight. Nothing presented itself just yet. There are a lot of players round that corner, though. So certainly do have to watch yourself. Cleaning these angles. But again, so many players peeking into him. Looks like the stronger weaponry going to get it done. No shenanigans here is what they are indeed after. I say that. Jame, he snuck a kill in. I think they will be ready to deal. Zello is inside them right now. Can't find the kill, unfortunately. So, yeah, just 1 going down.
Yeah, consolation is all they're really going to get. And, being completely frank, probably all we expected as well. And now, a chance, again, to continue kind of moving forward and closer to Passion UA tying this up. Still far from being convinced, sure, but this is at least nice work that's starting to deliver here. They can overcome PARIVISION in their first investment. They've got a chance. That would be a big way to start a bonus round. Molly down and kill him ahead. Sitting into that smoke. Another one on Meaton. Longhouse taken completely by the CT side. Nothing really Passion UA can do about it.
Yeah, just going to have to move back in later on if they want to, but you know, there's other areas you can go. It does seem like they are looking for a reaggress over here, though. Flash is being lined up. Gonna have to be effective. Man round the corner. He is blind. He's very blind. They're all blind.
Oh.
The T side will become unblinded first. Kind of look at the draw there. But they knew what was up. Have maybe seen this round before. Seen that setup before. Nice response here from PARIVISION up short. And Demka now somewhat trapped. Got to win this fight. He doesn't. So it's a man advantage for the CTs.
Oh, and the cross as well. Its damage is not enough for the kill. And it's Jame who falls. It'll change things. AW's going to get caught as well. How have Passion UA flipped this round? Or maybe potentially flipped. It's 40 seconds. One towards long and the other towards short. So they're both known quantities. Bomb will go down. That in itself is a positive. It's just a question of now, where are they actually grouping up from?
Edge of the smoke business here. Maybe needed his teammate to survive a little bit longer. His position now going to be known. Kven Mace is up.
Wow.
Oh my goodness. 2 very, very important kills there. 1 to get them into the site. 1 to end the round. And ultimately, they break the bank. This is looking incredibly, incredibly scary now. Passion UA could take the lead if they play their cards right in the upcoming rounds.
Yeah, I can't believe it. How have they actually made that work in that sort of a situation? Passion UA, credit to them. Another kind of spot where we're saying, realistically, shouldn't have a chance, and they do. Warrow hits a corker. It's a shot in which every AWPer trains for in a way. PARIVISION left on nothing. As we said, you know, if Passion UA, you win that, you break the econ. So this game on the brink of being tied up. And as much as we were talking about how Passion UA were in a weird spot and potentially quite concerning one, it's sort of feeling like it's a little bit. Waro spots one over towards ramp. Molotov as well, or try and force an engagement. He's not peeking, but he's all alone, so good luck. He's also tick too.
Oh! Quick ding. Top, I've got to be careful, but jackasmo returns the dink. Looking good here. If they can do it flawlessly as well, this would be a huge deal. Put them in a very, very good spot, but of course I spoke too soon. So, AK going to be saved by Nota, more likely than not.
James, absolutely nowhere near. And they don't need to hunt here, you know, for Bastion UA. Generally, I would say maybe like the Mac 10 goes, but top is so low that it's feels like a lost fight the second he comes into contact anywhere. So, sure, an AK lost. I mean, there is a bit of a move here. It's Demka. He's out of the door. Him not showing his face, though. No real fights towards the end. It's a tied game. Only the one casualty on towards Kavem. So, all in all, Passion UA, stability, economy looking fantastic. I mean, this is a great little position to be in. I gotta say, for PARIVISION, they're getting to the point where real worry starts to set in, and we might have to look towards them calling an attack pause and just slowing this game down.
Yeah, I think certainly a moment is needed. However, James got other ideas. Finds an entry. Kavem round this corner is smoked off, so not much you can do to respond. Perfect start, you might argue, there on the PARIVISION side.
A little quiet off the back of that util. Belchnock so low. Is this, despite being a numbers advantage for PARIVISION, it's far from being kind of a done round. Back sight as well, Belchnock. Commonly spammed. Molly needs all of the rest. Re-smoke will come down, pretty aptly timed as well. They're grouping to hit towards B. Two players here, and a third feels tempted to rotate over. That'll be Nota. It might give PARIVISION a bit of a taste of their own medicine. These B hits is what made PARIVISION's T-side so good.
Not hidden away. Peeks up, but can't get anything done. Zello mollied out into the open. 1 for 1, maybe not going to be enough. B-bomb site has almost fallen. You have a player in close proximity. He reveals himself and can't find a kill, so increasingly looking harder and harder to break into this bomb site. Big kill from AW. That might give them the way in that they need. Smoke going to go down here on the doors. Topa to hold. It's Demka on the unlikely angle. Beautiful and calm. He's going to have to do it all himself. The spam is good. It's just not quite enough damage. He's keeping it together. The molly doesn't reach him. Flash out. Trying to play the time here as he's on the Glock. James also on the pistol. So just playing around this central pillar. I don't know that he's bought enough time. It's pretty close. It is pretty close, but I think James will indeed have it even without the kit. And man, just another second and a half. It could have been the clutch, but not the world in which we live.
Yeah, he was desperately just trying to dance around for exactly that. Just really wanted to make sure he bought enough time, but not to be. So a slight lead taken back, and I mean, maybe you can even argue a bit of a gift in a way, but this is far from being a game over right now. You know, this is so back and forth. The fact that PARIVISION have finally started to find the fire back in themselves, I made this a bit of a bloodbath of a finish. That'd be tough for that C-side. Economy was in a decent spot. So they buy back in, sure, but they can't rebuy off the back of this round. So if they are to fall flat here, PARIVISION get 10 and then probably the 11th too, and that could be the beginning of the end. This is probably the most important round PARIVISION have played, Passion You Aim, I'll say, I've played so far, bar the pistol they won.
Big round for both. As we've kind of talked about throughout, PARIVISION going to need to get this netted, and I think get it netted with no real difficulties. Because Anubis is not going to be easy by any stretch of the imagination. Early smoke here. Nota just avoids the sights of the AWP. But this really is a tense round.
Yeah, nothing on offer just yet. Grouping up towards short. There's two technically here, but that player in towards CT. Difficult to get out from that position if the util comes through.
Nice find. Will be traded. Zello on the edge of this second smoke. I think he has now been heard and certainly seen. Molly splits them up a little, but the bomb is going to make it to the site. They're going to do something about that. Maybe. Oh, Warro. He's got the catch. Just make sure to absolutely have that one in the bag. They line up. There's a team kill in the mix. Big find from Demka. He's left very low. The MP9 looking to close him down. He will indeed go, but this is not looking too good against the AWP. Where is that AWP coming from? He doesn't rightly know, and he's completely misread. Warro comes in behind and picks up number 9. Huge 1v1.
Wow, they needed a hero. What a time for him to step up. My God, that was feeling so funky. And it will have that knock-on effect towards PARIVISION. Game tied up. Huge 1v1-1. A massive momentum shifter. And PARIVISION have to have a really difficult kind of talk about what their investment is looking like in towards round number 19. They've opted for that forced buy, which I think in itself is so risky. Double farmhouse, double M4 on an MP9. James leaving money over because he wants the AWP later down the line. And they're going to slightly gamble towards B. I actually like this play from PARIVISION. Why not? Nade comes over, then I'll see him off. Kavem actually gets a kill with the AK at the same time. The question is, do they expect the second? They're both so low as well. They've got to try and play off the back of contact. Zelo, he could do enough, and he does enough to say, for Kavem, it's not worth the fight. They've gambled B, though. They go towards A now, round done.
Slow move here. No one out towards A. Nothing really coming at the moment for the T side, but just hoping to have a cross. And there's no one watching for it, so PARIVISION are pretty sold on B. I think if this bomb goes down, it is just a done round. They really have not even halfway bailed, you know, not even sent a guy mid to just have a little look at A. And as we can see, and as they will now find out, it is kind of the wrong call.
Yeah, unfortunately, not what they were really looking for in this one. Exits feel like an unlikely thing that PARIVISION are going to want to risk, and this then now gives opportunity for the hunt. Topper will be sent in. The worst case scenario, he loses a Mach 10. Really not the end of the world, but there's also a bit of a pincer maneuver too. I mean, everyone has got this idea. Warro, double scoped in. Molly, yeah, they know something's brewing here. Right at the tail end, anything that's been found is looking like no. Mach 10 jumps in, and one is spotted towards backside, but it's fine. All for naught. Passion UA, they will find double digits first and the lead. And potentially time dwindling for PARIVISION, hence why they call for a pause. And this is a good time to try and slow the game down.
Yeah, for sure. I think we wanted to see this maybe a few rounds ago, but
Sure.
Still just kind of going with the flow and seeing if they could find any improvements. Fortunately, not really been the case, and this bouncing back and forth doesn't work for the CT side. Can be very, very damaging in the long term, so they're going to have to find the next couple of rounds in their favor, I think. Because at the moment, this is looking pretty scary.
Yeah, you're right. Feels quite on a knife's edge. At the very least. Not out of this game just yet. Pop shot will miss. Chinook. Let's not take too big of a gamble. It's a lovely nade, though. Nice little bounce to the find. The resmoke that'll come through. Belchinok left really. He might even, off the back of him taking damage and him knowing about players towards the upper B, call over support, and he does. Brings Nota here. Thanks for a brief moment.
Belchonok, we've seen him in this position a number of times. He has struggled to get success. Nota on the edge. Gets a molly down. They're not afraid of it. They're going to go through it. Yeah, this is where Belchonok has the opportunity to strike. He gets 2, nearly 3. Nota also chiming in. The hit has failed completely. PARIVISION gifted a desperate move from Passion UA.
Shuts them down. Nothing they can do. The one thing now Passion UA got to look for is saving that AWP. And maybe with the AK, it's a case of if you can get a constellation kill at the end, it still will have some knock-on effect. But money's so thin towards both sides, so I just don't think Topper wants to risk it. 30 seconds, they'll get out of there. I have a feeling PARIVISION probably respect the save too. They don't need to hunt that much themselves. They don't need the risk of losing guns and losing money. So we're tied square once again. And this has been the story of the second half. It's so back and forth at the moment. So difficult, really, to predict how this game's going to end. PARIVISION give themselves, once again, a bit of an advantage.
Yeah, still not decided yet, though. Really, really hard to split the two teams. It is kind of crunch time. Has been for a few rounds now. Will PARIVISION be able to survive this? I mean, yeah, this looks like a very workable buy from Passion UA. So PARIVISION have got to be careful of how they approach things here. Not too lazy.
Well, workable is the word. See if they can. Just the Tech 9 for jackasmo, which is the only player left in a bit of a sour spot. Game flash at the angle. He'll drop down. Oh, Zelo. He was just trying to return to the A site and he couldn't. That's got to hurt a little bit. If he moves a second earlier, he gets to safety. Still not really a recoverable gun, unfortunately, though, for jackasmo. That's the only issue.
Still, though, they will take the man advantage and try and run with it. Jane with a rare missed shot. Sopa takes him. That's going to leave the A bomb site completely open, so PARIVISION hoping and praying that they do not go there. And they might just rotate away, you know, thinking, oh, yeah, we've got 2 kills over there. Surely they're not all going to be left on B, right? That is indeed the case. So this turtle up could be effective, but, I mean, they're all just hitting shots right now, Passion UA. Not going to be expecting the next 2. You can see 3 very quick kills, and Demka loses the info. So it actually comes down to a one-on-one. I thought surely the trades would just be enough. Warrow, for some reason, is miles away. I don't think there is enough time. I think if AW just ran away... Oh, it might be close, to be fair, looking at it. But all the same, it puts Warrow in a really awkward spot, right? AW hidden away. And he's played it perfectly. Just don't overface. And you've won the round just like that. So, okay, B-stack works this time.
Yeah, kind of one of those rounds that feels a little silly to let slip, especially like that, the way it falls flat. That's got to be a real killer to the confidence a bit. It's just scrappy, it's sloppy, and it's one which, well, gets punished. Third and final attack pause will be used here by PARIVISION. And look at what we're bringing to the table to deny this potentially going the way of PARIVISION. It feels like right now for Passion UA, they've kind of got to play for overtime. I don't know if I'd love the idea about forcing here, but they're going to go for it. They're actually going to force buy in towards this round, it seems. Upgraded pistols. So Warrow has got to do some insane heavy lifting.
Yeah. Kind of an absolutely mental prospect here, but I don't know. I would also, just at this late stage of the game, be reeling from the mishap of the previous rounds. They know what's up, they know the AWP is in play, and then he might try something, so quite an old cross technique there with the HG.
Yeah, awful spot though. Definition of now or never, and it's with so little. It's winning rounds like these that, again, can flip things. jackasmo, unfortunately, gets hit pretty damn low.
Yeah, not the best of starts for him individually, but, you know, we're looking at this AWP. We're keeping our eyes on this AWP. Curious to see where he's going to end up. Kvem on a light entry here at short. Smoke comes in, just trying to bait that out and hope there's a head hanging on an angle, but not the case. PARIVISION playing super safe.
You got to respect it as well. If you are PARIVISION. I don't know how bad the economic situation is, but they'll probably know that they've put a little dent in it with that previous round. Oh my god, Nota is so lucky. Warrow, really nice kind of heads-up idea. AW, this is bold, and he really makes a meal of it, unfortunately. Damage dealt, he's a known quantity. Behind, drive out of the P250. Oh, and behind by Kvem as well. What is happening? Numbers favoring AW and James, both tagged. And AW left reeling a little bit as well. He can't get out. Bomb could go down here with 10 seconds to spare, and James absolutely nowhere to be seen.
Going to be tough to retake. He's miles away, as you say. Slowly creeping in on the AWP. Really just not the ideal parameters. He's got no information as well. I feel like if he doesn't find a kill on this open angle, he might just back off. They don't have loads of money, but then given the state of the game, he gives it a look, but there's nothing coming. So he will indeed move off to save. And Passion UA, the unlikely must-win, rely on the AWP round, actually works for them. A crumble from PARIVISION themselves.
I can't believe it. I can't believe they get away with that. Crazy, crazy work. So many overfights and overfaces. Going the full 24. And potentially and some as well. At this rate, it has been a wild, wild Dust2. PARIVISION. They could buy it back in. Things are fine, but mental might not be. Really awkward and tough round to be losing like that. And one which actually can be a tilter, especially for the youngsters.
Yeah, difficult to stomach. But time will indeed tell here. Long control for Passion UA. Is there anything that they can do with that? It's a bit of a short response from PARIVISION. 4 players in close proximity to the A-bomb site, so quietly worried for Passion UA if they do indeed continue with this attack. Oh, man.
Uh-oh.
Devastating flash. But the trade is there, thank goodness. And they have started moving away awkwardly, so this defense doesn't look as good as it once did.
You're all right. What we fought. Cross of Ram. It'll come over for the first. Oh, that's beautiful. Warrow and Kvem combine. The molly and the nade combo behind him. The orb shot just to seal the deal. Warrow makes it another. He's actually been pretty nuts in these last few rounds. Swing and a miss from him, but Kvem will trade. 12 on the ball for Passion UA. PARIVISION. They might have squandered things. I mean, Scriv, look at the investment that we're going to be getting. A similar story that we've had all the way throughout this second half. It's going to be less than adequate.
Yep, absolutely. But again, this is the realms in which they can pull it off, as we have seen throughout the game thus far. More mental rounds than this have been won, that is for damn sure. Passion UA, can they keep it together for just one more?
Warro, he wants to fight behind the smoke. I gotta respect the confidence of him. That's really obviously skyrocketed a bit off the back of these last 2 or 3 rounds. Nothing on offer just yet. 1 minute 10. Setting up for a move.
Really playing things slowly here, as you would expect. Get the AWP in. Fine. I mean, a player looking completely the wrong way, not considering long at all. And now the quick burst up. This has certainly caught PARIVISION off guard. Lots of damage done. Jame melting. 8 HP, the difference for him. The flashes are good, but no one's really in position to capitalize. They're just keeping them slowed down. The wall of smokes. Keep your eye on Nota. What is he going to get up to? He's in behind for a double.
Way.
Has he done enough to maybe bring it back? Topa on the edge of the smoke. Meanwhile, we've got Kvem slowly but surely making his way over. It will be Kvem to find that kill. Are they ready for the next man in the same location? It would appear not. And Belchonok, I don't think he realizes how lucky he is. Gets the double and takes us to overtime.
Just an oversight, isn't it? An oversight on that angle. Overtime required here. We did say not even that long ago that it feels like it's brewing, and all 24 and some. And well, that's what we're going to get. A few more rounds required to try and figure out who will be taking Dust2 to open this series. Both sides are playing wild and wacky, and it's working. Crazy, as we said. Absolutely crazy what we're getting here.
Yeah, mad. Truly mad. This is a little bit of what we were expecting, I think, between these guys, you know. The regional similarities for these teams. And just the explosiveness of a lot of the players. Very low kill game, particularly for PARIVISION. So, always worth noting. Going to be a bit interesting in the coming weeks. It's an extra $50 per kill that a CT side gets, is basically how it works. I think. So,
Yeah,
could make a difference on these saving games and everything.
It's kind of goofy, isn't it? 50 per kill. It's like, there were so many ways that people were suggesting about how to make the kind of CT economy better and all the rest, and they went with the one that nobody suggested. It's
yeah, just a couple of nades extra, maybe. You know?
Yeah. Either way, well, that's, I guess, for after this qual. For now, Demka open things up. Nota gonna get caught. I'm just a little cautious about going through that smoke. I think it's the right call, but it's only Jabe here as that real bastion, but he's hit 2 before falling. Arguably, you can say job done for him. He can't really expect too much more. And an overfight by Demka.
Topa in on the entry, at least to this exchange. See what he can find. Key frag. Molotov does a lot of damage there, forcing them forward. So on the edge of the smoke. Warro is ready for the run out. Trade is there, but low HP. Doesn't matter. Zello hits the shots. Big 3-piece for him. And the 13th round for PARIVISION.
Wow. Wow, wow, wow. PARIVISION. Again, it sort of feels at times a bit out of nowhere. And this has sort of been their story in this map. It's very much like kind of against the grain. Take it all the same. The round required just to keep yourself a bit of advantage. If we want to see this side as well, go 2 for 1 on this CT. Well, at least put a bit of confidence in them. But yeah, this is definitely a super interesting series that's sort of brewing here. It's only map number 1, and it's really difficult to predict sort of how Passion UA are going to respond. PARIVISION, for them, needs to get me a little bit more from the youngsters. James spots just the top of the head there on Warrow. I don't think he knows he was around that corner. Normally people like to hold over towards that left-hand side, but you're not actually spotted. I think he might have taken a step or two to his left, which ultimately cost him his life. They're going to reclaim that control, though, very quickly, but they're met with a smoke. They might just go through it. Like the disrespect, putting pressure on the youngster of Nota. Going to be met with Molotov. Does have support deep in towards long as well. Flash isn't bad, but site's taken here by Passion UA. Nate will come round, but a really lower Nota. He was dead always in that sort of a spot.
Nade to finish off Kvem. So looking good here on the retake, but a missed shot. And AW also falls. There's kills all over the shot right now. Jackasmo has really wormed his way in here. Demka with a really unorthodox reposition. Oh, the smoke on the bomb. This is not really looking too good now, is it, to be honest? His whole position, given up. Going to have to play this perfectly. The right click and the spray. And Demka does indeed play it perfectly. But the defuse came in.
Yeah.
Oh, no. It's PARIVISION that win the round.
Half a second, if that. But Demka, that's heartbreaking. It's one of those rounds you look back on and say, if I just made this move at this specific time, I could have got away with that. But that's all the shoulda, woulda, coulda kind of thought process. It's back-to-back rounds of PARIVISION to kickstart overtime. Their map pick getting closer to being taken by them. 2 more rounds all they require. If they can go flawless on the CT, I cannot see a world in which Passion UA get back into this. Over smoke, try to take a pop shot off the back of shots being taken from the corner, but he shoots just above.
Tiny bit of damage done. Topa chilling here. Got to be careful as he gets these nades out. There is a man round the corner looking for a fight. Just not expecting him at all. James really playing well here. And he seems a little looser than maybe the end of his stint at the top end. Certainly working here against the likes of Passion UA.
Topper needs to be careful. Belchunk throwing a smoke or was he completely position? No, not the swing. It's messy, but Topper gets away with it. Should never have been given the luxury of getting out there. I think James should have him dead upon arrival if he tries to move towards Xbox. He's really confirming that kill. He didn't want to shoot at the headshots. Second was there. Does miss. Does kind of get out. We are scrappily fighting in towards long. Jackasmo. That was an awkward watch.
Warrow on the AWP here. Just got to show him the respect and hopefully should be able to close things out. PARIVISION have turned up the heat once we've hit overtime. As can so often happen, I think Passion UA had the energy taken out of them, and it does make sense the way that we ended up in overtime. Them, though, with a keen entry, and that's all they need to get in towards B. An oversight for sure. Very, very close. Only 2 seconds left as that bomb went down, so, you know, it is fair enough for PARIVISION in a sense, but now a tough retake on the cards.
Feels like nothing is there. Missed shot as well. Not what you want to see. Them so low, but if he can just get one, that would have gone huge, but he does miss the shot. It's all down to one man, and Warrow, you've got to assume now in this sort of a spot, no chance in hell. And up on high, it's AW who sees him. Off defuse will come through. That's 3 for 3 on the CT. Loving life. And now, unfortunately, feels pretty safe to say this should be mapped on for PARIVISION. To go flawless here, Passion UA would be such a big ask.
Yeah, would really need to turn it around, and like I say, I think they've just not shown up to the overtime, really.
No.
So, are we going to see them find this second wind out of nowhere? Probably not, is what we would generally lean on, but of course, CS is never a guarantee. So, we'll see if they are able to dig deep and find that reset on the CT side.
Never a guarantee, sure, but yeah, worrying times. I think it's safe to say you start to get super demoralized in spots like this. Go for something simple towards B, but the molly will slow him down. Nice work.
Smoke about to go down as well. Play this correctly. Kvem hidden away, tapping away, and there you go. He hears the footsteps. He'll pick up the pace and find a kill, and it's a perfect thread from jackasmo. What the hell is going on? He's got the USP out. There's a team damage in there, I think. Goodness me. An absolute mess to get out onto the site. The bomb as yet planted. Topa thinking about it. Got to be careful. He's got backup at window now. Do they want to go through? Try and wait for everybody to get into position. The Molotov pushes them apart. Down goes James, though, as the smoke dissipates. The AWP will find his head, so not looking too bad now. AW with an aggressive move. You got to respect it, but he doesn't find the kill. This is looking very, very messy indeed. Zello down below is blinded up.
Oh, no.
And Passion UA with a pretty perfect retake into B site there.
Yeah, not often you see them as smooth as that, but yeah, really, really well done. Now we can start feeling like there's a bit of a chance. One round at a time, right? It's the same approach that we had to see for Passion UA heading in towards the second half. They can't afford to think long-term by any means, but that does make you have some level of belief. And we'll see. 2 rounds still. It's a long road to kind of recovering into this and getting back to feeling like we've got a bit of a chance, but UA, that's a good one. He's Dust2 as well. James starts well though. Leader stepping up. Captain Fantastic with the opener in a second there. Kvem in no man's land, just wondering what was the end goal. An easy one for James. Nota should be able to protect the AWPer as well, who gets another shot. And James looking to be the closer here. It's Nota to see off the last, but 16-13. PARIVISION take their map pick.
Yeah, they do so. They found a really, really good turn towards the very end of regulation. I think Passion UA will be kicking themselves. Yes, it was tight. Yes, it wasn't a full guarantee, but it felt like they were the one strike player. So, yeah, we'll see if they can keep that kind of out of the back of their minds and just focus on what they have ahead of them. And indeed, Anubis, you know, it's just a very comfortable playground for Passion UA as a team, and then we have to look at like Warrow and Demka even taking it back, right? Monty were farmers on this map for a long time, so they absolutely are capable. We are going to get into the action here, though. Got PARIVISION out on this T side, so Passion UA at the very least going to have to put up a good defense and give us a workable first half, or it could get very difficult. We're hopeful for them, but see what PARIVISION have got up their sleeve.
Let's see. Well, a pistol to open things up where nothing really uber notable. Zelo, no armor as he picked up Util. Flash, James got a smoke in his back pocket. It's Topa who's wielding the kit double flash, and one of them is about to be used, it seems, to pop out towards B. AW forced to take a step back. They haven't really made any movements deep towards B, so that flash more or less ineffective.
Not really charging forwards here. They're going to fake things out towards A little. And the bomb itself is actually shaping up for B. Kvem goes down early. Overwhelmed, maybe only expecting one guy, but there was 3 peeking into him straight away. It's going to be up close here for jackasmo. He also can't really find too much, so now just becomes about survival and holding the line. Jane, meanwhile, hiding with his P250, letting them cross. And surely he gets one from here, just trying to decide which one, looking for the second now as well, but I think enough has been done into the round itself. Warrow overwhelmed from the front. Jane must have been reloading or something, because he's given a chance at quite a few of those fights. Topa will find himself alone. But for a moment there, Passion UA were maybe back on for the round. He's got a kit. 3 quick headshots, and he might be able to get this done. AW making plenty of noise around the corner. Will lose his head. Not loads of time, but still enough. Topa Hiding in. Trying to find more, but he can't. And PARIVISION will deny it.
Good start. Really good start. It was such a kind of unorthodox setup. A very slow approach from PARIVISION. 2 towards outside of B. The remaining 3 outside of A in a waiting game. And I think a lot of that round falls a little flat when you see Passion UA go for a pop flash, look out towards B with 2 players there and a third not too far behind. Topo was throwing the flashes. They don't spot anything, and it becomes like sort of misrelay of information. So, sort of well done. It has to be said. Game 2, but AW's kill as well was also super, super important. So, first on the ball for the T side, and you know, we were kind of saying that this feels like it should be taken by Passion UA, but still doesn't mean it's impossible for PARIVISION, and a good start like that will always help. They've got to get a good T side, that's for sure.
Once again, looking for the B split, this time a bit faster. And this time to a much better defense. Ooh, that is awkward. Topa thinking maybe a flash was coming in. But they will draw away quite quickly. Gotta be careful they don't lose that bomb, but now they're back on. So, little indecisive here from PARIVISION. I don't think they know about this player at the back end of the site. And indeed, he's looking to try and be the hero. Not going to happen. Nota on his AK denies away. And a rough spray down there for Demka. Will give PARIVISION just give them their second.
Little awkward, little weird. But yeah, you're right. Scrappy, uncomfortable Counter-Strike still seems to be remaining. Especially off the back of sort of what we saw with how the tail end of that map number 1 went. But I think if you're PARIVISION and if you're kind of commandeering the chaos a little bit, as long as you get the rounds themselves, you don't really have too much to complain about. So the force buy unsuccessful. Passion UA means a lower buy here, and should be a third for PARIVISION. Kvem takes a healthy chunk of damage to open things up. Topper's really actually made a decent little push here, and Zila has the right idea, but he pulls up that angle. James spotted one. Deagle on the back line. Zila will double check, and he finds.
Kvem with the Deagle does make things a bit interesting. We are once again bolstering B here. PARIVISION just going for the same round until it stops working, I guess. AK retrieve for Jame. They're going to start moving in. Jackasmo's Deagles look pretty good. Just got to be aware of that. Molotov again making life difficult. The follower Molotov should find this kill. It will indeed. Jackasmo doing his best, but it's just not enough. So Hero Demka, Hero 5-7 has got to win this round all by itself, and the re-smoke surely screws him. Crept through. He's crept through, but not able to get anything.
Idea was actually quite nice there, just to push. I actually don't hate that at all. You've got to take a bit of a gimmick. Actually, you know, in all things considered, it's not a terrible round for Passion UA, right? You know, they've at least made something of it, but this start is very akin to what the start was on Dust2 with PARIVISION make. Really good inroads early. Buy coming back in place, and a true full buy for Passion UA. One does have to be converted here. Or Quad M4. James got an AWP of his own waiting for the peak. And a passive approach by Passion UA as well. They don't want to overfight in the early part, which I can actually respect.
Early utility here. Pretty big round. Both teams know that. There is a holdout. We do have an A advancement coming in from the CT side though. Kvem, wide swing, clean find, and now this A main push is even more dangerous. Got to be careful, however. They don't lose their control that they fought so hard for. Flying Nota goes in. Not really anything round the corner waiting for him except a big old HE. James going to miss his shot, and again, but he manages to survive just about.
Okay, well. 3 versus 3, but with HP so vulnerable towards PARIVISION. You maybe even look towards AW in a round like this. A little bit more HP, can survive a dink with that head armor. Molly couldn't have been timed any better as well. I don't keep Elchnock at bay. He's going to be Molly of his own as well, and that'll just force Topper into the open a little bit, so nobody can sit tucked in towards dark. It's that smoking towards main, which is keeping keeping them at bay for now. There's a move to go on towards Plat, and well, AW gets caught by it. Belchanok can't double it down. It's Jane. That's all that's left. 1v2, and well, I think we all know what's happening here.
First time in a while I've seen some Jame time.
Yeah. Been a minute.
But this actually makes sense. Yeah,
no, you are right. Nothing he could have done. He could have arguably been a bit closer, I think is probably the other thing. But, yeah, you're right. Nothing he really could have done in that sort of a situation. PARIVISION going to go for a timeout. I don't hate slowing things down and having a conversation here, to be honest. This feels like a good time for it.
Yeah. I think they know they're a bit thin on the ground when it comes to adaptability, so just quickly figuring out a couple of rounds, break the bank, and really try and force a few of their rounds into play.
Sure.
It makes sense to me, but ultimately when it comes to yeah, just grinding the rounds out, I don't know that they're going to be as good at that. This is one of their less preferred maps for sure.
Probably see as well that's why they're really making sure and can really not trying to overplay the cards too much. I think it's a good call. Mac 10 for AW. AK's alongside James saved AWP. And he's looking like he's going to be the one to enter here. I mean, this is a little bold, but I kind of love it. Reactions. Oh, good. Very good indeed. Fine stopper. I go in front of this. Oh, and he does, but he gets so close.
Zello hanging out in this smoke here. Are they going to drop? Are they going to go for it? There's a nade coming in. Maybe that's what he's waiting for a little, but he doesn't even take the peek. Very well disciplined here. Belchanok, meanwhile, at A main. He's backed up by Jame. Push coming round. Belchanok doesn't find a kill. Jame, again, missing some shots here. So the 4-on-4 ensues. PARIVISION had a great start, but it is slipping.
Yeah, bit by bit as well. Even with Demcon, this sort of buy that he is. That's a nice find on towards them, an important one. At that 35 seconds, numbers favouring. They're still a little nervous, and well, I mean, in comes Demke. He's the one man that's going to be trying to be the bastion, and just about gets out of the way of that Molotov, especially with him only being 5 points of HP. If they just go towards A now, they should have no trouble trading him.
Plant looking good here. Might just be a save coming out. Demke definitely wants to save. Tell you that much for free. And indeed, the rest of the team will follow suit. So, PARIVISION with a quick bounce back. It looked kind of shaky in the mid. But, unfortunately, PARIVISION will take it over the line. Passion UA going to have to go back to the drawing board.
Yeah, I think for Passion UA as well, I wouldn't even mind in a spot like this, a bit of a timeout. 3 staying alive, you can buy back in, you can reinvest and try to make something of it, but just to understand about how PARIVISION are playing the timings here. Just to slow things down ever so slightly. Sort of the approach I'd like to see from them. It's a 3-round buffer, PARIVISION looking okay. Of course, generally speaking, AT's had a map, and not their map pick, but so far, so good. Like we said, they can buy back in. And that is what we get. M4's on that save, the AK. For them. Too much to worry about. Money in a couple of cases a little funky. That's a nice double for Demke. The second while full blind as well, just purely instinctual, but it works wonderfully. Zelo Knows there's a player close in towards camera, so doesn't want to go too early without the support, but this is already feeling good. AW also get caught as well. James, for him, opts for the AK, for the ult, may I say, rather than the rifle in this sort of a spot, despite the ones dropped. And that'll probably be at the cost of his life. He's unable to cock that second bullet, so trade it out. Passion UA on to back.
Indeed. Pretty big answer back as well, to be fair. They deny the bomb plant away. PARIVISION, therefore, not going to have too much cash available. They will buy because it feels like the only option, but pretty good position for Passion UA to be in now. Close this gap. Make their CT side just that bit more competitive.
Wrong place. They're making their way out of carpet. Towards mid. AW trying to draw attention there. I mean, hey, is vulnerable. This one flash alone could be a little funky. Does catch Demka. Drops him towards Cake. Has to try and do what he did until that previous round. Those 2 kills he got were so important. He's more time for the rotation from Kavem at the very least, but he will fall. Demka's Flames gets 1. Deals damage on towards James as well. And actually, PARIVISION going to cancel.
Little panicked for my money. They're not super deep in. It is obviously an even situation, but they do now lack utility. There's 2 smokes available and a flash, so not looking too good. Camera smoke comes in. Sort of faking things out here as they do stick around A main. Looking for the double fake out. But with a camera smoke like that, it makes you think that someone's going to move in, try and get B. So their attention is sort of drawn away, but then 30 seconds left and they start pulling away again. PARIVISION, even for us, hard to predict, hard to know where their heads are at, and it looks like it will be a late con move. Only 20 seconds left in the round now.
Yeah, this is a little bold, that's for sure. James. He's found a gap. He actually gets gifted a freebie here. Warrow! Oh, but he just makes sure Warrow can't adjust in time. James didn't know, but that's the perfect choice to make. But Topper and jackasmo combined. Nota, quick response. And AW looking for one of his own as well. It's a messy fight on towards jackasmo. 1 versus 2. He knows where both are, but just so little he can do. He tries to isolate, and he does. Oh, an overface, an overfight. I cannot believe it. jackasmo gets away with it. And that'll be a 3rd for Passion UA.
Unbelievable. Absolutely unbelievable. I mean, after all that, perfectly thread, perfectly timed, and just overfacing. That is rough. That is very, very rough indeed. Man.
That's wild.
I mean, yeah, PARIVISION, I think, going to be, again, beating themselves up over these little moments. Usually so well connected, so well executed. And just flattened in a 1v2. They should never be losing.
That's a tilt-up. It definitely is. Long game now as well. Definitely got something on our hands here. Low buy as well, so this game should be tied all square. We're setting up for a B here. Now, split going to come through as well. They're pretty far forward. They're going for a full contact play as well. Oh, the drive-by. Hello. Tech Irons can always be scary to deal with, especially when we're not hitting shots. Warrow's in trouble. The M4 actually deals more damage to him than anyone else. They might even just save.
Yep, looks that way. However, they are sticking around a little. Just see if anything crops up once these smokes dissipate. So, kind of against the grain. Might be enough to catch them off. But nothing is presenting. There's hardly any time. Surely PARIVISION don't let it slip from here. So maybe we're looking at a case of like some more active exits for Passion UA. Forcing them into Demka. Can he find multiple here? Yeah, he does get a couple, but not really going to have too much of an effect. It was a low buy anyway.
Well, easy spot that we're in that sense. PARIVISION make such an unlikely round work, but you've got to be so cautious of those Tech 9s and the drive. I mean, you could just see how quickly they fell apart there. Real credit. A couple of individuals starting to step up. I was a little worried about kind of Noto Belchanok, specifically Zelo in a little way, kind of the youngsters, the rifling core, on a map like this where it's a very good map for Passion UA, how confident that they want to play, and they've kept up that kind of forward thinking. They're still really backing themselves in a lot of engagements, which is exactly what you want to see. Pixel peek for Demka. It's just about 1 minute. Oh my god, he missed his moment there. That's unfortunate. He jiggled away just as Belchanok swung round, but Kven will find a swing of his own.
Yeah, looking good here. Boro trained up, not super confident for it. And the molly and the smoke will push him away from heaven, so Brick's his only option, but he's a bit scared. Quick shots around the corner. Belchanok is the one that holds it together. Kven with a double, but it's not enough. And there you go, a chaotic finish once again. It's Kven the only one to find any kills for Passion UA, actually. PARIVISION capitalised for 6.
Good work. It's a good half already, regardless of what happens from here on out. Generally speaking, you're pretty happy. So, this sort of position now, Passion UA, where, of course, this round not really expecting all too much. I mean, surely attack pause in towards the next one round. Got to try and just ice out as best they can. Towards the tail end, but this is looking good. They're setting up for sure for this 2-0 on the cards.
Zello. Oh. Not the ideal flash. But will indeed look to lead the charge here. Jay, meanwhile, helping out from behind. We've got Belchanok on the nade there with his own little exchange towards A. So, looking good. Smokes will go down. They don't want to walk into a stack here. Smartly played by PARIVISION thus far.
Yeah, you're right. Oh well. Just sit together as a pack. Don't do anything too special in a spot like this, and you should be absolutely fine. Once I play towards A, trying to beat them. Isolated, sure, but it should be pretty simple. Yeah, that's the case. They're just tapping away. It'd be nice for any consolation kill here, but it's unlikely. Flawless round. And there is the guarantee of the lead. Things are looking up. Still got to kind of take into account that this is the T side, and this is where we expect PARIVISION to do a lot of their best work, but even still, man, this is a really, really good showing from them.
Yeah, especially if they can take this next one right and move up to 9. I think they'd be in a brilliant position to start thinking about that 2-0. Passion UA, unfortunately, just been a bit unlucky in a few cases, but also played off the field sometimes, so head's not quite in it as well as we would have wanted.
Okay. Well, this is quite literally to save this half, and maybe even save the map as well. Passion UA, you lose this round. That's kind of it. They don't really have a lot of util left for the remainder of round number 11, the penultimate of the half, which does make me a little concerned. Heading back towards A. It ain't broke, don't fix it. Flash is a fantastic Belchanok first engagement, and he gets blinded himself. They line up for Demka. And there's his double once forth. He will get traded. So the site now opened up, and there's a mid player holding for this flank. I feel like they know about him because both turn their attention, but it doesn't matter. He gets his kill. And that might even tempt the save. I have to say that, but no, they're quitting back. Oh my god, it's carnage. Bomb needs to be recovered. 1v1 for AW. He has no idea where Jackasmo is either.
Well, it's the case for both sides. Where the hell is he going? And unfortunately, jackasmo has guessed wrong. So AW is able to reset the game at the very least, but can he win it? Probably not, right? 36 HP, you would say. It's going to need a hell of a headshot here. He has so much time and space to work with, however. He's going to hear the footsteps coming in. jackasmo does not have those luxuries. And knows that once he crosses here, he's really in a dangerous spot. It's planted for A main. But he ain't playing A main, so cheeky little catch-off. Smoke onto the bomb. AW will now start to move. jackasmo gives it one little look. AW not going to fluff this up. Oh, he's playing super safe. Doesn't even want to look for the fight. I mean, he has won it now because he doesn't have a kit available. But goodness me, AW very, very, very passive there. It pays off. And it gives PARIVISION the unlikely round.
Gets away with just the smallest amount of HP before the bomb goes off. But that is now PARIVISION. Like we said, you know, for Fashion away, that felt like it was saving the half or maybe even the round. And unfortunately, it feels like their chances have gone from kind of slim to none in a way, especially for this half. In terms of the whole series, it's definitely on a bit of a knife's edge. Double MP9, double FAMAS, M4. Into round number 12. PARIVISION so close to making it a 9-3. That in itself would be massive. Demka going to try and play up close. He's actually been doing relatively solid when being tested over towards A, but this one flash could be everything he turns from it, actually. And they spotted two there. It's Kevin that takes the brunt of the damage, though.
Yeah, big find. However, they have left the gap, and it's been exploited. Oh, Warrow finds his kill. Really big deal. I mean, some super low HP bars here, so they do have to be careful. Nota creeping in A main. Tip of the barrel. You can see it, but only because we know he's there. Oh, man, he's going to get sideswiped. He just didn't notice. I mean, come on. It was the very, very, very end of the barrel. So fair enough, but kind of hilarious that we knew what was going on. AW trying to get back in here, but surely this is a Passion UA round.
Yeah, you're right. It's a bit of a flank move here. Warrow could fall. Even still, I don't know how much of a difference it will make, and especially now that James has dropped. AW wants the consolation. He'll get it. 30 seconds now. Need an ace clutch. 16 points of HP. More than safe to say this one is highly unlikely, but I'm going to completely count him out just yet. Never mind, I will. jackasmo sees off the last. So, a slight recovery. We'll see if they can do any more after the break.
We don't do no talking round here. We don't play no games round here. We ain't never slipping round here. This another level, this one over here is very rare. We don't do no talking round here. We don't play no games round here. We ain't never slipping round here. This another level, this one over here is very rare. Ridden got me skanking, had me feeling like I'm Fred Astaire. Bread was kinda short, but I was smelling like a millionaire. Claimed their opposition when we stepped in, they were running scared. Man were louding up the atmosphere. Too much chatty, too much catty. I just lit a fatty and it came from Cali. I'm already here. I was in the clouds, I don't ever take the stairs. We We don't do no talking round here. We don't play no games round here. We ain't never slipping round here. This another level, this one over here is very rare. We don't do no talking round here. We don't play no games round here. We ain't never slipping round here. This another level, this one over here is very rare. This another level, this one over here is very rare. This another level, this one over here is very rare.
Hello everybody, welcome back into the second half here. PARIVISION looking to get the 2-0. Really playing well in that first half. Yes, it is the T-sided nature of the map, but still I think a lot of clean rounds, looking a hell of a lot better than we were expecting. They lost the first rifle as well. They take a timeout, and it seems to really turn things round for the rest of their half. I think even they were worried about how they were going to perform, but so far so good.
Yeah, agreed. Liking what I've been seeing out from them. Real arguments, mate. They probably even should have got the 9-3, but it doesn't make too big of a difference with a lead like this. And if you get a pistol, it feels like this one should be concluded. Passion UA's T-side has got to be nothing short of spectacular. They were able to recover, though. This is looking so similar to how Dust2 was. They got the pistol, then they recovered, then it went to overtime, and then they fell flat. But so far, everything sort of panned out exactly how map number 1 did. Bomb heading towards A. But a couple towards B that gets there to drag. Attention! Swinging a fine Belchnock for 1. And they now know that they were setting up for an A pop. And that's a really decent information play off the back of the Utah that went towards B. Zero right idea. Can he get the shot? Yes, he can. Good work. Maybe will he expect the second?
A little weird now, isn't it? Don't think so. Kvem's going to get the drop here. Big, big kill. Really big kill. I think B is clearer than it actually is, though. Kvem, yeah, loses his head. 2-on-2 now. Bomb goes down. Jackasmo with no armor, sorry. So Waro really going to have to be this tankier player and try and take down one of these guys before they break into the bomb site. And yeah, he's doing just that, taking the wide swings. Patience does not pay off, as Jackasmo had plenty of time to set his crosshair, and he will eliminate both.
Okay. Well, the start that we needed, and again, very similar to how Dust2 panned out. Long, long road to recovering in this one, but the right signs at the very least. 8-5. No real buy for PARIVISION. Should be made 8-6. Put all the pressure on that gun round. The one in which PARIVISION fell very flat on in Dust2. And why the game got tied up 8-all. And then we had this scrappy back and forth affair. So, it's super important in the next round. This one, a little bit of a throwaway. Any concentration kills you can find would be nice. And they're playing grouped up towards mid, which actually so far is the right call.
Yeah, it could be dangerous. Rifles are on their way. I do expect big things from them. Waro slowly working in here. A lot of damage done, but there is a kill back. It's actually the bomb going to be dropped. Nade at short range should be enough. It is indeed. There's still a lot of USPs around the corner. Could have gotten messy, but not the case. Gazmo been working on his spray transfers. So Passion UA closing this gap once again.
Yeah, that's work. Nice stuff. Just gotta make sure. Don't overthink those sort of situations than they do. 8-6 though. Like we said, this gun round so important. It was Dust2. fell flat. Game was tied up 8-all, and then we went back and forth all the way to overtime. PARIVISION won, and if they can get this one as well, put a lot of pressure back on. It is a bonus fight for Flashing Wave, but it's one in which they'd love to convert. Keep chipping away at the deficit. Like we said, 1 round at a time is the way to approach these scenarios. Slow approach so far. Early Utah will come through. They'll trade smokes. Fighting behind it. Belchanok gets so close, but he's also so close to dying.
Really lucky on both sides, I think, to not have lost a player as yet. See how long that remains the case. Utility out here. Ooh, Molotov does fail there. That's a little awkward. Zello forced off of his angle, but no one really there to follow up. Belchanok with a late move. He's so low. Somehow survives. Goodness me. Risk doesn't even begin to describe that one. He's just hoping to hide away here, and maybe Nota can get it done, and Nota will do just that. There's a bit of assistance from jackasmo. 3-on-2 now as the advantage swinging from left to right. They're so very low. Just a couple bullets required to wipe both of these players out. Kvem, heroic to go for that, but he will indeed find it. And now, an even up of numbers. The bomb has been spilled on the site, though. That's the big thing here.
This is a decent way to play it on the cross. Bomb picked up. They know for a damn sure. Well, they know where both are. They're both known quantities. Kvem in towards main. And here the guy is planted. 4E box as well, and it's Demka to fall. Kvem the last man. The guy who killed James. They know he's here. They don't have the util to clear him. They've got to fight here. Haven't got a kid either, so they're going to swing in just a second. He can't transfer as well, so that'll be it. Just enough time as well for Zelo. And it will be a 9th for PARIVISION. It's very expensive. They're really made to work with it, but all that matters, a round win. You take those every day of the week and you keep that buffer zone.
Yeah, I mean, when you look at, like, the 3-on-2, James does that damage, you feel like, okay, this should be pretty easy going, but it wasn't in the end. Still all the same, I think they'll be happy to just clear the drought that they've had on the CT side. Not massive, not worrying, but still just a good feeling to get back in there and able to perform a retake. You know, these are all things, especially on a map that you feel shakier on,
Yeah,
that are going to help your case, so not a bad look right now.
I think you're right. Well, down, that'll put pressure on Jay. He forces himself all the way back to site, in fact. He really wants nothing to do with mid.
See if there's any kind of follow-up here. They're going to slowly move away and try and go towards the A-bomb site, but there's an advanced position over there. This is looking a little bit worrying. Belchanok spots the shadow, gets the first. Zello around the corner that really has to do the work here. They know about him. The trade will come in cleanly. So they keep the pace up, but there's 2 players still on this A-bomb site, ready to go. James melting away. He will go down. It's AW that finds 2 into the 1-on-2 now. A bit of a mess at the back end of Cake. And Kvem trying his damnedest. He finds the player that he knows about, but it's this second man that he has no idea. A broken spray, but Nota's got plenty of time. And it will be number 10 secured.
Getting closer and closer now, aren't they? Bit by bit. Starting to bridge so much of a gap that makes you feel like this might be impossible. It's tough. And unfortunately, it looks like time has dwindled in this.
True. I think just trying to milk as much time out of the in-between maps. It's kind of fair. Make sure that they are set and ready to get into this, but just a very, very interesting sort of matchup in terms of like whether these individuals can keep themselves together. And indeed, that knife round going to play into things. We do have the game underway here now, so I think we can put those kind of questions to bed. Decent performances coming in from the people that you would expect thus far, but maybe a few people. Nota not quite as loud as I would have expected from him. And then Topa on the other side of things also struggling a bit. So a fresh look for some of those individuals.
Well, this pistol could be super important. PARIVISION on that T side. That's where they did their better work, right? So, well, I assume Pashiway won the knife and they've chose to start CT. This could actually work in PARIVISION's favor. A little bit leg spotted. Oh! Warren, that is a sharp shot.
Julie's out here. Jackasmo looking to be the hero. Oh my goodness. 2 and 3. So very clean. They've just been deleted. Jane with a clean one of his own. And looking for a bit more of that. Trying to fake it out here with the run back. And where's he going? What's he doing? Jackasmo is indeed drawn back because of it. So, got to be very, very careful here. He's pretty low. And, of course, his teammate nowhere near. Topa reckons he's got the read. James is indeed moving towards mid, at least for the time being. But he might still go B, right? There's so many options available to the veteran.
Yeah, it does go eerily quiet for now. That full HP, even the decoy could actually be a little funky. It's going to make noise now, so potentially, and I think it should have been heard from Red Room. Topper might even just try and get him behind here, but a bomb plant is at the very least a guarantee. Oh, I say that. He taps it. He's really not confident himself. He'll go for a replant as well. They're creeping up on his position, and he wasn't ready for it. If he had planted initially, that actually would have worked better in his favor, given him time to set up, but it will be Passion getting that first round on the board. And again, you know, here's where now they can start really rocking and rolling and putting up a fair decent amount of kind of rounds in the early part of this game and make up for what was a somewhat lackluster CT side in that previous map. Force by for PARIVISION. I think it's the right call. Especially with the lack of a bomb plot. Why not?
Yep, for sure. Makes a lot of sense. And again, if you can get that AK in, a lot of teams are doing so. We also have a couple players saving some money. Not full sending here then. So again, PARIVISION trying to play both sides at this point. And ultimately can be a bit difficult to pull that off.
But this Waro and AW one apiece. Jackasmo going to take that damage as well. That name come round, but it's a P250 pop shot from Zelo, which works. The flash is an absolute banger. And this FAMAS did a lot of damage, pushing you away in a bit of trouble in this round.
Fem doesn't spot anyone on his quick little drive-by, and Demka is quite far from the action, so I don't think we're going to see an attempt at this retake. Let alone would it be possible. So, yeah, save going to come in. PARIVISION on their weird half-force thing will manage to get it done. So those extra nades, maybe that extra Galil, not necessarily needed here.
Yeah. Nice work from Zelo, though. That shot in particular. Nice and special. Oh, Demka. At the very least, making it expensive on the way out. Being hunted tooth and nail. I don't know whether he gets away with it, but he will. Lucky man. So, a couple of kills. He'll take that. PARIVISION tie the game up, and ultimately, that's all that really matters for them. 1-1, and I mean, if you are passionate, you have to force it. You don't get a choice in that situation. But yeah, tough predicament still. It's where advantages really do favour. Double FAMAS, triple FAMAS, may I say. Indeed, Kavemi takes a lot of damage and gets out.
Nota spamming away. Doesn't find anything. They are on either side of Red Room here, so trying not to take any damage would indeed be a bit detrimental. Trying to put the rifles together as best they possibly can. Molotov in. Doesn't quite spread. So, maybe, just maybe, on this corner, Warrow could get away with it. And he does indeed. A well-timed swing to find the first here for Passion UA. The reface a little aggressive, but maybe thought his days were numbered, trapped in that corner.
That's shocking. Oh, he spotted 3 different people. So okay. AW finds Topper. We'll find that's to the left. They could even have shot. AW is going to play silent. They're setting up for that B split, and actually, attention being drawn elsewhere. jackasmo going to go look towards mid.
Demkert. Ready. First is easy. Second almost, but maybe the weapon not quite the perfect one that he wanted. jackasmo gets here quick, but he's taken down quick. Nothing they can do to stop the bomb plant. Fem's 19 HP. Not a chance. So PARIVISION, despite the sort of early exchange being a bit awkward, they will take the round.
Will Fem save, I think, is the question. I think he should be okay. Talking towards Cubby just in case anybody goes looking. And he might actually have an opportunity at the exit too, but either way, will be another round for PARIVISION. Oh my god, Nota's so lucky. 4 points of HP, but he stays alive, and that's all that matters. Same for Kavem, but is the silver line even worth it? Nota actually doesn't stay alive. He goes down to the bomb in the end. So all that for nothing. But still. 2-1. Nice little lead which can be built upon for the T side.
Okay, this is where things, I think, start to get into the realms of danger. Should be an easy enough round for PARIVISION, you would expect, but it's the one that follows up after this. Passion UA, after looking really good at the tail end of Anubis, have again petered out, so going to have to refine themselves. A similar story to Anubis, actually. Belchonok maybe going above and beyond here. He's picked up the FAMAS, he's thrown it out the map. Maybe expected it to be an M4. Either way, looking good for the round. James knows what's up. He knows all the angles. I've been Zeused from there a couple of times. I've also done a bit of Zeusing from there a couple of times. Looking good as they will clean up house.
Yeah, nice work. Got to make sure and right to that, and they do it flawlessly too. So that's all that matters. It's all you're really looking towards in those sort of ones. Just make sure that damage, I guess, taken to the econ is absolutely minimal, and that's sort of exactly what it was. So good work, nice and simple. And now you get to build upon 3-1. That's true gun of Passion UA. All flat here though, and PARIVISION can build up a real stable T-side. Like you said, they do the best work on T-side. We saw it happen earlier in the previous map, and it seems like this is the case once again. They're going to try and fight mid, and you know what? Not too bad. 2 for 2 in the trades.
James sticking around here. Looks like they want to end towards B. The bomb is making its way over. Very, very slow on the upswing, as you would expect from PARIVISION, and just keeping Passion UA a little unsure of what the move is. I think they're going to start to figure out that it's not A. Is there anyone at middle? The answer to that is also no, so they become more and more prepared for a B hit. Smoke in! Forces Zello forwards, and he will get the kill. Meanwhile, the bomb has made its way through as well, so Topa in the cave is really going to have to do a lot of work here, and hopefully goes completely unchecked. Meanwhile, a flank on the cards. This is the big kill. Oh, Topa gets his. Can Warrow chime in as well? They're not considering him. Back turned. It's all going to be down to James in the 1 versus 1. He's left low from his kill. The bomb not really planted for him. No kit for Warrow, though, so not looking good. Tap on the bomb. Warrow looks to move forwards. James knows what's up will pull away and survives just about. PARIVISION by the skin of their teeth.
Smart play. Real smart play. And Warren can't even get anything in the way. Our James hightailed it. 4-1. Back to a lowish buy around that Sayed AK-47. They can upgrade the pistols, and that's basically as good as it gets. PARIVISION starting to bridge a fair decent gap, actually, at the moment. And that in itself, concerning times. Should be up to a 5th as well, so 4-round buffer. All things go as expected. Nice little place to be in after a crumble in towards that previous map. But still going to wait to see what they bring to us on their CT. Fighting towards mid, going more or less as expected. Maybe a little bit more expensive than they would like, but even still, should be. Zilla with knife out there. He gets away with it though.
Warrow in the right spot. So they do have to be careful. Got to make sure he's checked. Could be dangerous. But now that they know about him, surely they will just go to the opposite bomb site. He's trying to track them. But easier said than done. Zello's like, I'll run faster if I don't have my gun. Or something. I think he was trying to drop the bomb, right? But got a bit overzealous. Catching the back here from Warrow. Could be very doable now in the 1v2.
Be a little careful. Warrow, he's mollied out though. It's a good timing on that util. We'll just keep him at bay for now. Smoke down. I might sow the seeds of doubt a little bit. Waiting game, tap on towards the bomb. He doesn't have a kit, so this round so difficult. And AW going to make sure to see it off. Good work. Just guaranteeing that one in place. There's a moment of hesitancy there, but it's that 5-round lead. Back again. Flashing your way. Starting to feel like they're, at the very least, under that same pressure that we've seen in Dust2. Anubis, where not starts at the half that they want. Kevem, though, he'll get the first, and James lucky to get out alive. Oh my god, for a moment there, that was looking a little up in the air. He does survive his life intact, but barely.
Yeah, looking good. Passion UA taking advantage. Hoping to convert it. Certainly going to be tough. They've got the stack over on B. That does, again, seem to be where the bomb is going to head up. PARIVISION kind of moving things quite fast, actually. Maybe a fake out. Hard to tell. They've only got one smoke left now, though. So, maybe not expecting the same sort of response. They're trying to draw as much attention as possible, and Belchonok will capitalize, but he's now known about. Meanwhile, Zello's got the right idea here. First find. Is there a second? The answer is yes. And my goodness gracious, PARIVISION have just absolutely crunched them on this B site.
With how badly things started as well, that's actually really, really impressive. I was feeling like they were most definitely not in a strong position. And well, it's Demko and Warrow. Ex-Monty boys and all they can fathom really is saving here. PARIVISION pulling further and further away. Pashiway looks so uncomfortable on this map, and a kill by Warrow is nice. Does it make a big deal in the grand scheme of things? Probably not. Quite the bridge start to be gapped in. They're guaranteed. Bare minimum tie game. Great spot in that sense. No surprises we see attack timeout taken. TC back on the mic, but feels like they're running out of chances to really salvage in this first half. And this is a similar narrative that we did build in towards Anubis. And in all fairness, the second half is where they did all of the work, but still they can't constantly rely on going huge in the second half to have chances to take this series. They've got to recover in some regard here. If they can get up to 5 on the CT side, as like a worst case, I think that's at least doable.
Yes. Yes, if they can get there with the numbers, but there's a little bit of a worry, isn't there, in terms of what's left in the half. It is mathematically possible, but a little difficult to get there, unfortunately. So yeah, definitely a worry at the moment for Passion UA. Early util forces the mid push back. To be fair, and I'm not sure if there's intentionally a gap there for Demka to push into. I think that might be the case, which is kind of a nice little nuance to that move. Meanwhile, a great response. A bomb site, likely to be weaker defended. That is indeed correct. So, decision to make now, and it looks like Demka is going to go flying through, but they don't quite commit, so they will concede the site here now.
Yeah. Molotov's going to tickle towards Belchuk's force forward, and because of the damage dealt from the molly, they knew where he was. Spam is good. Jackasmo going to get a second. Uh-oh, Topper ships in the night. They walk past each other. They're walking into each other, and Nota realizes, I haven't gone as far forward as I thought. There's got to be someone in my way. That is right, and Nota will reposition. One right in front of him. Demka, a freebie. AW, one of his own as well. Kvem caught in the side. This round's falling apart. The retake idea was nice. The execution, unfortunately, not there. Jackasmo going to get a consolation. But it's nothing more than that. He does actually get a quad in total. The constellation sure are nice, but it's a similar thing, and that it's actually been, unfortunately, kind of the story of Passion UA in this map so far. That's a silver lining, that's okay, but we're getting to a point where it's not good enough.
Indeed, on the new patch, he'd be making loads of money, but
exactly,
we're obviously not there. So he's just practicing, I guess, for the new patch. Nonetheless, the game's starting to get away from them in a pretty scary factor. You know, quite a simple round from PARIVISION. Mid-presence. Okay, what's the likely response here? We go A, and they just work from there. Good, clean post plant. Really well played from them to keep it together. And now you start to worry Passion UA on the brink of destruction.
Time dwindling. It does definitely feel. That lead already guaranteed. I mean, it's exactly where you want to be. It does feel like they're just completely outcalling them. Oh, man. You really got to feel for Passion UA because, you know, recoveries we've seen out from them have actually looked quite immaculate in the previous maps, but the tall order they've given themselves here, man, it feels so difficult to sort of predict in this sense. Looks like Jackasmo are going to line up for a pop flash. Farmer's going to play up close.
Flash.
He'll completely catch Zelo. Yeah, he's a dead man. Couldn't get out of there.
Yeah, maybe could have reacted to spin, but I guess, again, we knew it was coming, so different gravy. Either way, he will go down. Warrow also able to find a head. It's not looking good at all. Toper up close. Jackasmo with the support flash. And it's all come together very nicely. Can they hold it, though? The lurking at middle gives an avenue towards A, but the bomb not going to follow. Nota gets one more here. Okay, I don't even finish the sentence. I was going to say, if he got one more, it might have been a round to think about, but now for my money, I don't think so. Jane will get the plant. Helps them towards the end of the half here, but the round itself, surely not. He does survive a little longer than I was expecting. Any more guns he can take away, always going to be good. Crisp shots here from Jame. Uh-oh. 1 versus 2. There is a kit available for Demka. He's forcing them to come to him. The Molotov may eventually spread. I think he would have been safe in the corner, but then they get on the bomb. You know, it's a hard call for sure, but here we are. Passion UA get 2.
Yeah. Still such a long road to recovery, but I mean, even you can say for PARIVISION, the fact that they make something out of that round in itself is decent. They're keeping that CT econ in some level of check. But 7-2, they're actually gonna, you know, take precaution here very quickly. Go for attack timeout. They don't want to play any risks. don't want to allow them back in, and I can respect that. They've already seen a few times how well this side can streak. So I think it's good precautions. Maybe you can argue as well and say overcautious, but I think it's just happened now twice. One in overtime, one at full resurgence on map number 2. I think for them, they're just thinking, let's not risk this by any means.
No, it is true. And I mean, it's going to be a super long day here, of course. The Sashi game, Sashi x Navi Jr. actually goes 2-0 in favor of Sashi. I thought surely a map in for x Navi Jr., but obviously a topsy-turvy time for them. So that's who's waiting. I think they're just trying to keep their heads screwed on straight. Passion UA have got other ideas. If they can give themselves just that little buffer to work with moving into the second half, could be a very, very different game on our hands. Zello. Oh, he could get time, but no, the smoke just saves his life.
All posted of James. Looking towards Shell, but a smoke from Cave will slow them down. Flash over. Top shot. Misses. Oh, yeah. Or he gets punished. Looks for a second, can't quite find it. Open in the sight, jackasmo will trade. Maybe a little bit too audacious from James, which is a rare thing to say.
True. And now he won't, you know, go for an aggressive play for the next 6 months.
Yeah.
That's kind of how it is. Yeah. Every time they have a bit of a conversation before a game, like, I don't know, man, maybe we should just come out of our shell a little bit more. He'll be like, look at this round. Look, guys, it doesn't work. I'm telling you.
Been there, done that.
Yeah. Oh, clean finds. Okay, from both. Like, just synchronicity there on the CT side to clean that round up. Thought for a moment we had a lull in the action, but they show them how to do the wide swings, I guess.
Yeah, nice stuff. Well, 7-3. Slowly but surely starting to prove that there's something about this Passion UA CT side. It's taken a real while to get going, sure, but feeling like he's got a chance. Even if it was worst case 4, I actually think that's pretty workable. Can't slow down here. Cannot afford for it to be a flash in the pan. Hero AK is the play. Now look how much space they've got. Warrow, one flash, and he's in a lot of trouble. Oh.
Oh, my goodness. Oh, my goodness. Just makes it away. Demka keeping him alive. It's Kvem who comes in, pushes his teammates aside, finds the double. They will get the bomb plant here, which is the ultimate goal of the round. Maybe one kill to go along with it, but no, they are denied.
Bomb down, I guess, in a sense. Feels like that. Small little help for them, especially considering they weren't bringing loads to the table. But yeah, man. There's that recovery again for Passion UA. You can see why PARIVISION called for the pause earlier. They knew it was around the corner. And here it is. 7-4. Already good. Any more for any more would be nice. There is a Galil that has to come to fruition just to squeeze out this full buy and have the util to work with. So that's looking pretty good for Passion UA to get a 5th here.
Warrow. Trained and ready. Waiting for the peak. Is it going to come? I don't think it will be the case. He's going to go hunting for a little bit more. Small elbow presence from PARIVISION, but not too much else. AW taking matters into his own hands, and he has found great timing here. But again, not looking to go too far in.
It's a good call. Slow your roll. Hold and wait. Ramp. It could be a massacre. Belchnok, he's so low as well. Oh, Topper. 2 bullets left in the chamber, one of which one pass on towards AW. That is beautiful.
Yeah, not looking good now for James to break through the ramp. He's just trying to get a kill back. Not going to happen for him. And here we are. a run back of 4 in a row at the tail end. PARIVISION could have crushed them. Not the case. We've got a break in between, but we'll see you on the other side of this. Welcome back in. Looking good here, man. This is the final half of this series. Very, very, very close stuff now. It was looking like PARIVISION were going to run away with the first half. But Passion UA able to string them together, and PARIVISION, another sort of scary prospect on the horizon here. Another potentially dropped game if they are not careful.
Definitely one of the longest series we've done in a while, man. These two sides are so evenly matched. But, open up. The way of PARIVISIon. They're not through the smoke here. This is so risky. And they just don't properly clear that cubby. Dave, Zelo, and AW all getting involved in the action. And you argue that should be enough. Kavem, all that's left. He's got the dualies, but still such a big ask. And Belcher not making sure there's no more questions.
Alrighty, could be a solid start for PARIVISIon then. Denying the plant away as well. Passion UA are going to have their work cut out, have to hit the ground running once the guns come into play. And that's exactly what they're leaning for as well, as they will hard eco this round. PARIVISIon attempting to keep things smooth for the time being.
like a pretty simple pop towards the A site will be the play. Oh, they deal with it. This should be a pretty simple massacre. Any consolation kills go a long way in a round like this. But it doesn't start too well. There's a dink that comes through. There is that consolation kill, but it does not matter. 9-5. We have been in a spot like this before, though, so that's still the thing that worries me a little bit. But this is feeling good for Passion UA. They are looking like the considerably stronger team right now. Just gotta make sure. Just got to confirm this now in place. But it should be fine. 5 Passion UA on that T side. Essentially one of the last few things continue at this role.
Yeah, really dangerous looking. But always going to be capable. Passion UA ready and raring for a bit of a bomb site action, it would seem. They have drawn a lot of attention away, to be fair. Belchonok playing that up close angle, an early molly to buy time for rotations, but still not the most well bolstered A bomb site. PARIVISION would have been leaning on a retake.
Yeah.
But the one molly, you know, at this high level is just enough to stop them and scare them off of A.
Yeah, you're right. Well, back in towards mid control seems to beat the play. Nothing offering up just yet. They're trying to just catch a pixel, get a bit of that fortune, and in all fairness, they're pretty close, but it's a wrap towards B. There's 3 players here who are going to meet them, and Belchonok spots Warrow.
Nota also in an advanced position here. See everything. Demka, just, yeah, not going to beat that, man. It's a bit too difficult for him. A quick pivot back across with 20 seconds left. Belchonok hidden away at Brokey. Not looking good. He'll swing out. Doesn't find the kill, but they're just being slowed way down, and that's exactly what they're trying to do here. Stop them from getting the plant. Bomb hits the deck, and it's easy enough for the final few players to finish off. Double digits now for PARIVISION.
Well played. Well played. I just think in rounds like that as well, you find an opener. You've also gained information too. I think even just that small thing of Belchonok's kill that it gets, it looks like, you know, he's moving towards shelf. So the idea is that they're setting up for there. Then on the flip side, Passion may maybe overthink it and maybe overcook that situation a little bit. They should have just tried to go off the back of it and pushed in towards B. Instead, regroup, reset, head towards A, and they get shut down. So nice work. Will be their second tack pause taken, but chances looking thin. 10-6, PARIVISION were unable to close on Anubis. 10-5, we sit here and say, surely, right? There's no buy-in towards round number 60, no true buy. You've got a hero AK and Gavem. That's as good as it gets. Surely this is the sort of round which should be one scene off. And this should be a map as well, which follows suit. 5 rounds ahead. 3 rounds away. Now as well. Oh. That's so unfortunate. And, you know, in the same vein that second half felt like all luck was going towards Passion UA and Anubis. Same thing feels here for PARIVISION. James, great awareness, great reactions.
Yeah, looking very good. PARIVISION stemming the tide, right? It's certainly a buy that could threaten them. Slow roll here. In towards the B bomb site, and PARIVISION are pulling players away, so they've got to be weary of how weak they leave this B bomb site. One spotted at shelf maybe starts to, you know, confirm the fact that it's more of a B lean. But still super passive. PARIVISION don't want to give them anything, so I think there is a world in which this bomb plant is very, very, very likely. All 5 are here. But my goodness, sometimes that can be a blessing and a curse. Demka looking to get multiple, trying to draw them in, but it's not quite working. Does take the head of the first here. Oh, the dink as well onto the second. Meanwhile, Warrow works his way through the smoke. He's in behind so many. He jumped so early. I think they had no idea he was there. He could have played it But unfortunately, 4 to get through, it does get panicked.
Yeah, and it's unfortunately not even as expensive as they would have liked as well. Only a couple of kills in the chaos. And it does feel like we're thriving now. And chances rapidly dwindling for Passionway. This does feel like it is that last hurrah, isn't it? You buy in, you've got Utah to work with, but very much in that now or never sort of position. What have they got left for us? You lose this, heading in towards the 12th. Flat up road, unless you get a buy. Bomb plant. That might ensue a bit of a buy, but still requires a lot of things to go right for that. So, 11 to 5. PARIVISION reaching distance now as well for them. You can taste it. Just got to get these last 2 over the line.
James. Not fast enough.
Tough shot.
Back for another maybe. Oh, yeah, and he's able to back away. So he's played it quite safe into him. But they will gain a lot of ground for the one missed shot. And just leaving one player to get in behind. James thinks he's got the timing here, but he did miss it. And Fen will take him down. Demke also falling. Goodness me, heads rolling all over the place right now. Really tough round for PARIVISION to deal with. Just all off the back of the mid push and the missed timing. This looks good, and they even have a man to cancel the save. So, looks very good in fact, jackasmo. We'll go down without even finding one there.
That'll hurt a little bit. You're alright. I mean, at the very least, round locked in place. Any X tier go huge, though, for PARIVISION. Zelo set up for exactly that, but even just one kill on towards that seaside can have a pretty decent knock-on effect. It looks like, thankfully for them, they're making the choice to go through main, and that'll be the smart call. No one here to meet them or greet them. So they get it alive, and Passionway stay alive in this game. We said that was the round. That was the one that confirms whether this is going to be sorted here and now. So the good news is they've been given at least a bit of a runway and a bit of breathing room. 11 to 6. Of course, no issues for PARIVISION on the reinvestment, though.
Alright, let's see. Passion UA got to find themselves a hefty way back in. Cheeky little smoke there allows a peek for the AWP, but no one on the other side of it, so no real danger as they once again look to just move things a bit slow. Seem to be enjoying mid, so maybe going to try and get aggressive there once again.
Sorry, I had the idea. Back in towards this spot. James posting the angle. Couldn't hit that quick shot in that previous round. Waro boosted up, who catches Note in Red Room as well, so that'll hurt a little bit. I had a nice idea, but it does get shut down. So, opener for Passion UA. I keep saying it, far from dead in this game just yet.
Still not panicking, still not rushing into things here. Looking to take the A-bomb side to fake out towards B to just draw some attention. Topa will capitalize. Chonok, meanwhile, the only A defender for the time being. He's got to stay alive. Can't really stop them getting the bomb down at this venture. So, looks good. There's a lot of damage done. No kills, unfortunately, for the CTs, and that's, of course, what they need. So, I think the round will just slip away from them. One or two more well-placed spray downs could have been very different. Zelo will hold his M4 at least.
Yeah. Well played from Demka. I think the shots he's hit, pretty tough considering the pressure he's under and his HP, of course, but I think it's really, really well, especially clearing that one into his back boxes on site. Good work, nice work. CeeLo at least making it expensive on the way out. We can talk about some silver linings there, but gap's starting to be closed now. And money going to take a hit for PARIVISION for the first time in actually a hot minute, if we're being frank. So, Passion UA, they've actually been given a runway into this game. And being given at least some level of a vision of how we actually go about this. Again, similar to how these previous maps have all gone. It's all about one round at a time, and it has worked, at least for the overtime, and as we saw a little bit, you know, in that previous map as well, that really, really strong run. Still very, very much a possibility. 11-7. PARIVISION understand that. So they call for a pause. Slowing this one down. I just want to try and ice out as best they can. Do not give Passion UA that runway, as did happen in their previous round. Previous map, may I say.
Yeah, let's see, man. Let's see. It is getting kind of tense, for sure. I think we're all a little bit on the edge of our seat. We've seen this all before. So, another important round for PARIVISION. And this one, the most important in recent memory, because the bank is starting to get pretty thin. There's one kit available. So also got to be careful in the post plan. Early utility, quite aggressive from both sides. Not much left for the CTs, just straight out of the gate. Especially in terms of the offensive utility. Passion UA trying to abuse that fact as they will pick up a pretty quick B execute here. No one really around to stop them. The nades are good enough. James, though, on the crack. He didn't quite know which way to look and unfortunately splits the difference. Big nade in from the T side. The CT1 not quite as successful. And they're calling to save now.
Classic. Who
It is
would have
that time again.
Who would have wondered? A 5-on-5 save. James, you are well and truly back. But, again, I guess I can sort of understand it. The only issue for PARIVISION, that they're quite easy to read. Just these 3 maps, we've seen the same thing happen. The second they lose any sort of control, they very quickly go for this really gambly sort of setup, right? It's sort of how they bank on, and that time they left B so vulnerable because they gambled elsewhere, and credit to Passion UA, get a little fortunate in terms of walking into a completely unmanned area, but super well played. I mean, yeah. You can see the panic that really sets in for the side. Three rounds of difference now as well. I guess in a way, understandable where the panic comes from. Game starting to close. Bar back in. MP9 and a FAMAS have to be brought to the table. Exactly what you'd want to see.
Belchonok to open. And the AWP waiting to draw a few more in. Oh, he would have maybe got away with, because, you know, Topa's just gone swinging from shelf, but he opted to drop back instead. So we'll see here. Advantage does hang in the balance. Not quite secure just yet.
Pop shot. Not quite connecting. Laura crosses towards Shelf. He rightfully is cautious over towards Donut. He's not committing to that fight. He's moving back towards the setup towards B. Numbers don't favour them, but this could still be a real messy fight on the B side. And PARIVISION have made the right call to stick 3 here.
Utility over the top. Nade is early. They're not quite dedicating just yet. Contact flash. Good patience here from the T's, but unfortunately some overlooked angles and some decent nades from the CT side. The MP9 comes flying in for 2. And that is 12 secured. Goodness me, PARIVISION, just when they needed it, a hero with the SMG.
What a sigh of relief as well. Especially how awkward things were looking as they were moving their way forward. And I think just generally in terms of the feel, losing a bit of control, similar to that previous map, they were playing an uncomfortable style, and well, thankfully they get towards that slight bit of breathing room. But we see so many kind of teams where they hit 12 and I don't want to say take their foot off the gas, but they do fall very, very flat. And the worry for me is that this could be more of the same. That's why pause is taken, moment of conversation. One which PARIVISION could really use here themselves. 4 rounds to do it in, though. Within those 4 rounds of how their economy is, that's actually about 3 buys because their economy is still in a pretty decent spot. So, all in all, this should be a doable affair. Flashing away. As with map number 1, they're playing for overtime.
Yeah, well, I mean, again, they've been here before. They, I feel, have been on the back foot quite a lot in this series.
Yeah.
So, they certainly are capable. I'm sure PARIVISION want to put them to bed and get on with the next game. As it is set to take place in half an hour. Jame opens up. A trade out at the bottom end of ramp. Still looks good for PARIVISION. They retain some decent control of proceedings here. Belchonok, clean headshot. He wanted a bit more. Oh, he will go down. So does AW. This is dangerous. 4v2. Very quickly turned 2-on-2.
Yeah, round definitely opened up in some regard. Oh, and a missed shot by Kavem. That was the chance to punish. Warrow should hit this. It's a slow peek round the corner, and it's gifted over. Jame versus Warrow. Orp versus Orp. James got the right idea, and he hits the shot as well. So smart. And a much better showing from PARIVISION on the CT side compared to map number 2. That'll close things 13-8. They pick up a win 2-1.
Yeah, looking very, very good in the end. Maybe just running a little bit out of